So we had some family and friends that came in town this past weekend, and they were talking about how we should be starting a book club, my wife and I, and kind of recommend books. So here we go. Here's what I recommend. So now these first two that I recommend are for people that are wanting to get more into kind of like a neurology realm, kind of understanding the brain from a simple perspective. I actually don't own these. Well, I do own them, but I've lent them out to people because that's how much I recommend these two books. The first one right here, it's called The Brain That Changes Itself. It's a great kind of introduction into neuroplasticity or brain change and how are able to change the brain no matter what age you are. Now, I am going to give you kind of a disclaimer. There are some pretty intense stories in this book. Like there's one chapter in particular over S&M that's kind of messed up. But what they do, and they explain very well in this book, is they actually kind of talk about the issues and then they basically dumb it down into like a brain-based perspective, and it all makes sense at the end of the chapter. So it's a really, really good book to kind of get an intro into uh, neuroplasticity. Next book is called Explain Pain. It's right here. It's by two research scientists that are based, I do believe, out of Australia, Butler and Mosley. They have a couple books out. I recommend this one. I do own the Explain Pain Supercharged one. I would not recommend this one if you're kind of an intro into it. I have tried to pick up and read this one multiple times, and it's very, very neuro dense, and they just do not dumb down anything. To whereas this one right here, they do a great job of kind of talking about it from a neuro perspective. But then the next thing they start talking about is they dumb it down to where everybody can understand it, and then you can kind of go back and reread it, and it makes more sense. So now these next books I actually do have on me. So the first one, if you're looking to get into more of a diet perspective, I recommend Kate Deering's How to Heal Your Metabolism. This is a great book, and what I really appreciate about her, there is some weird stuff in it because, I mean, everything's going to be weird when it comes to the human body, I feel like. But she has a great idea of how we should be eating. One thing that she really does is in the first paragraph, or the very, very first chapter, is she goes, hey, this is not the end all be all. There's other diets out there, but this is just a different perspective on food. And I really appreciate her saying that because a lot of I feel like diet books, they're like, this is the only way to eat. Like, blah, blah, blah. No, this is a great way. She's really big into thyroid health, which is our metabolism. So it basically teaches you how to make sure that you have optimal metabolism. It's a great one to kind of get into. There's some other ones I can do a part two for more other diet books, but this is a great one to start off with. How to Heal Your Metabolism by Kate Deering. For all of my people that want to become better breathers, a great one. This one is like what I would recommend for anybody. It's called The Oxygen Advantage. This is a great book. They talk about the importance of nasal breathing. They talk about how to possibly breathe, how to have the most optimal way of breathing. There's another guy who has a spin-off of this book. I think it's just called Breathe. It's kind of the same exact concept, but this is the original. He kind of tells you how to breathe and the functionalities. Like one of the things they go into really big detail in this book is the importance of nasal breathing from just a performance perspective, from an overall good quality of life perspective. It's a very, very interesting read. I think anybody would really, really enjoy this book. Now for my performance coaches, my coaches that are, subscribed to this channel and all that kind of things, a great, great one that I recommend from a training perspective is the Triphasic Training. This is a great book. They talk about what's nice about it is this guy who wrote this, I think it's Ben Katz or Chaldean's diets. He has a great mentality of understanding that we have three different types of muscle contractions and the importance of all three types of muscle contractions. He goes into more detail about it in this book, but it's a great way to understand we have three different types. We want to train all three as athletes. And then he teaches you how to kind of make programs around utilizing all three different types of muscle contractions. It's a pretty great book. Now, my final book that I'd recommend in this little video is a one if you're wanting to build rapport with people relatively fast. If you're wanting to get through to people and get them to be able to do things for you, so this would be great for managers, this would be great for sales, all sorts of stuff like that, is called Just Listen. This is a great book. I do believe he is a ex hostage negotiator. Uh, but he talks about basically how to get to through to in like basically through to people within meeting them, like very first time meeting them, and basically building that rapport to where that person, that individual, actually trusts you from day one. It's a great read. I'm actually still reading it right now, but this is a good one. It's called Just Listen. So these are the books that I would probably recommend for, say, neurology, thinking about the brain that changes itself. Explain Pain, if you're looking into breathing better, Oxygen Advantage, diet, how to heal your metabolism. And then if you're looking at how to possibly train athletes, I always say the triphasic training. I actually do that with our athletes for our baseball teams, as I do a triphasic nonlinear programming to where every week the rep ranges and the type of muscle contractions change. And then also for communication, just listen. Now, I hope you liked this long video. I'm sorry it got so long. But if you do, if you like it, if you want a part two, just let me know. But if you do like it, give me a like and a follow. Thanks for watching.